Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video, I'm going to show you 4 Facebook ad formats that you have to try. Now, whenever you create a new Facebook ad campaign, or perhaps you're trying to improve Facebook advertising performance, I would strongly recommend that you test different ad formats. There's a couple of main reasons for that. The first is that different industries see the best results with different ad formats. It's not as simple as saying this format works the best. Yes, it does sometimes, but there are other times, other businesses, other products and services that you're advertising where you want a different format. So testing ad formats really helps you work that out, which is very important. But also, different people within your target market are more likely to respond to certain ad formats. You know, some people might really respond to video, whereas others might really respond to carousel. So very, very important, the early days of Facebook ad campaign, to test different ad formats, something we always do with our new clients. That's what I'm going to discuss and show you how to do that, and really highlight some of the important things to note when it comes to these various ad formats in this video. Before I get into that, just want to very quickly ask for you to smash a like on this video. Click the thumbs up, click the like button. That really, really helps me out. That'd be much appreciated. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new and haven't already done so. I release Facebook advertising related content multiple times per week. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe. Right, now that you've done that, now that you've taken care of those tasks, and I thank you very much for that, let's get into the meat of this video, right? So I've set up this little example ad campaign here, and I've got an example ad set. Now, I'm not going to cover campaign structure in this video. I've got another video that I'll include a link in the video description too, that talks all about campaign structure and things like that. Here, I very much want to talk about ads. Now, what you can see here, and I'll discuss the 4 Facebook ad formats I'm going to talk about, we've got them named here, is we've got I'll go up in reverse order. We've got an image ad, we've got a video ad, we've got a carousel ad, and we've got a slideshow ad. So those are 4 ad formats that we use the vast majority of the time. In certain scenarios, all 4 can produce fantastic results. They can perform very, very well. And I think that a lot of these are underutilized by Facebook advertisers. So image ads, everyone's very familiar with. They're the easiest and quickest to set up. It's what most Facebook advertisers use. So you know what they are, you know how they work, etc., etc. Doesn't mean they don't produce fantastic results. They really can. Video ads often talked about as just the absolute best performing ad format that should always be used. Yes, video ads can be fantastic, but that's not always the case. I'll explain more in a minute. Carousel ads, I think, look really cool, can deliver fantastic results, particularly for certain types of businesses. And then slideshow ads are very, very much underused, underappreciated. We use them as a Facebook ads agency all the time, and they can really help bridge the gap between like a boring image ad and a video ad that's perhaps a bit too involved for your prospects. So we use slideshow ads very, very often. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But before I get into each individual ad format and explain, what you really need to focus on, I just want to demonstrate why we've got these 4 in here, right? So we've got our campaign setup, we've got our ad set, and we've got 4 different ads. When we launch a new Facebook ad campaign, we will often test these 4 different ad formats to see which delivers the best results before we start testing things like headlines, primary text, other variables. Because you could see an enormous difference, for example, between a video ad and an image ad, or a carousel ad and a video ad. A huge, huge difference in performance. As I said, some industries will perform absolute best with image ads, some with video, some with slideshow. Therefore, it's very important to test this to work out at the beginning, oh, okay, we've run the campaign, and you know what? The video ad produced results that were 3-4 times better than any other ads. Maybe then going forward, we should base our advertising around video. We should get more videos created. We should leave that one running, turn the other ones off. It really helps inform your optimization process and how you adjust things and all that sort of stuff. Okay, very, very important. Right, with that said, let's get into these and let's just go through them and really highlight some of the important points about these different ad formats. So image ads, I said, are very, very simple. You just got this format section. You can go on and select single image. Then you can add media, you can click add image. There are various different options when it comes to adding an image ad. So you can have in ad account images that you've added previously. You can use any images from your Facebook page, from your Instagram profile, or even stock images, right? So when Facebook many years ago teamed up with Shutterstock, and you can use any of Shutterstock's images for free in your Facebook ads. A fantastic feature and tool that you may want to take advantage of when it comes to running image ads, just because of how quick and easy it is, right? If you don't have images of your products or services, things like that yourselves, maybe you can use some stock images. So when do you want to use image ads? When do image ads perform really, really well? It tends to be when the ask, the next step that you want your prospects to take, is fairly small. So impulse products is a great example with image ads. If a product is, let's say, under $50, maybe even under $100, image ads can often be the best performing ad format. And that's because it's something where, let's say someone's scrolling through their Facebook feed, their Instagram feed, your ad pops up, it's an image ad. Your prospect can take a look at that ad and know instantly what it's about, and they can make a decision very quickly. Is this something I'm interested in? Yes, let's check it out. Is this something I'm not interested in? No, move on. Whereas if you have more involved ad formats, perhaps carousels, videos, things like that, people can't find out as quickly, so you have a greater drop-off, okay? And that drop-off is disadvantageous if what you're offering is actually something that's very easy for people to purchase. If you're advertising something a lot more involved, a very expensive service, a more expensive product, then yes, you need more information to be delivered in the ad format. An image ad tends to not perform as well in those scenarios. So absolutely test image ads for most campaigns anyway, but in particular, we find image ads perform the best when we're advertising fairly impulse products or the start to a service provider's sales funnel that's fairly low risk. So something like if you're advertising a free consultation for a service-based business, you can absolutely use an image ad for that, a free quote, something along those lines. When we're running a lead magnet campaign, we'll often use image ads, those sorts of things. Top tip with image ads is to try and overlay some text or something that really helps it stand out and differentiates it from just a boring stock photo. So we have graphic designers in-house, but before I don't even know what sort of softwares they use now, but before we had the availability to have graphic designers that work with us full time, we would focus very much on Canva, and our account managers, who are not always trained graphic designers, would be able to very simply and quickly and easily add some text overlay that highlights perhaps the most important benefit associated with the product or service over an image. It just really makes a big difference. So canva.com is a fantastic free graphic design tool. I'd recommend you try and add some stuff into your images to really help them pop and help them produce better results. Right, that's the image ad and the important things of the image ad. Let's get into video ads. So adding in a video ad, very simple process. Go with the same option and then go in and add your media. When do we find video ad produce the best results? It's basically going to be the opposite of the logic for an image ad. So a video ad is the most involved Facebook ad format, right? With a video, you're able to provide a lot more information, go a lot deeper, and that can be really, really important if you're advertising a higher value service, a more expensive product. You know, anything over $100, particularly anything over $1,000, video is likely to really help. If it's a product or service that your target market isn't very familiar with, perhaps it's new and innovative, something they haven't seen before, then a video can work really well because you've got this added space, this added real estate to explain how it works and the benefits associated with it. So with those sorts of products and services, video tends to perform best. Video doesn't tend to do as well when, as I said, the ask is really simple, image ads performs well. And the reason why is because let's say you've got even if it's a 30-second video, a short video, a lot more people are going to drop off and not make it to the end of the 30-second video than are just going to glance at an image ad, right? So in effect, far lower percentage of people are going to make it to the part where they can actually see what to do about your product or service versus an image ad or something else. Now, that seems like a downside, and it is, but if you're advertising a $30,000 new kitchen fit out, or you're advertising a $2,000 television, then that is absolutely worth it. Yes, you're going to have a lot more drop off, and far fewer people are going to see your offer, but the people who do see your offer at the end of your video, those people are going to be far more warmed up. They're going to have far more reasons to investigate further and to buy, instead of you just having a boring image and saying, you know, buy this $40,000 kitchen fit out service or something along those lines, okay? So where the ask is involved, video tends to perform best. But as I said, I would always look to be testing, let me minimize that. I would always look to be testing different ad formats, even with everything that I'm discussing in here. Carousels, let's go and have a look at a carousel. So obviously with a carousel, when you come down into the ad level here, you need to scroll down instead of single image or video, you need to go ahead and click carousel. It brings up a completely different ad format. If you haven't played around with carousels before, I'd recommend you do, where basically you've got different cards, okay? So you can see that each one over here is going to form a card. As you add in the information, you can go through and add in more information. When do carousels work really well? Well, there's basically two scenarios in which carousels work really well. The first is if you want to advertise a range of products or even a range of services, but it's most likely going to be used with products. So let's say you know that let's say you sell shoes, for example, perfect example, right? And you know that some of your target market are going to be really interested in a certain pair of shoes you offer. Other people are going to be interested in other pairs of shoes that you offer. Well, with a carousel ad, you could set up 5, 6 different cards, each that focuses on a different product. And by people being able to see the different cards very quickly and easily, can scroll with the carousel. I'm not going to go and create one now. That's not really what this video is about. I've got other videos that explain all of that, and you're probably familiar with carousels anyway. I'm focusing on the things to watch out for, the benefits, when to use them, etc. in this video. But people can basically see and access a range of different products. And that can be very, very important, because instead of having to pay to advertise to someone 4 times to advertise 4 different products, you could do it once with one carousel and only pay the one time. So when you're advertising a range of products, we really, really like carousels. So for a lot of e-commerce businesses, and even service-based businesses that have perhaps lower value services, but they have like a suite of service options, carousels can work really well. The other option with carousels that you've probably seen an example of this, and they look really, really cool, is where you basically tell a story across, let's say, 5 different cards. So you might only be advertising one product or service, but perhaps each card emphasizes a benefit of that product or service, or the images work nicely together. There are lots of different examples of this. I'd strongly recommend you test those out. We've done a lot of experimentation with those, and they very much hit or miss. They're a little bit gimmicky, but they can either really work and really land and produce great results, or they kind of don't really do what you're expecting. In which case, you might want to use a more traditional carousel setup where you've got a card per product. But that's tend to be where we use carousels. So you can see that often we may have images and carousels running alongside each other. Okay, there's a perfect example of how that might be structured for an e-commerce business, for example. Okay, let's have a look at the slideshow ad. As I said, probably the most underappreciated ad format on Facebook, but something we do really, really well. So what I really like about slideshow ads is they effectively bridge the gap between image and video. So let's say, you're running your Facebook ad campaigns, you're thinking, how on earth do I produce video content for my product or service? That just doesn't really make sense. Well, one way you can kind of get there is with a slideshow. So if I just quickly, you can see, and by the way, to use slideshow, because I had loads of questions about this, you've got single image or video, but actually it says here, or a slideshow with multiple images. So you can actually just go with slideshow in there as an option. And then what you can do is you can scroll down and you can see you've got create video, create slideshow. You can click on create slideshow. And the way basically Facebook thinks about this is they think about slideshow as a video format, but it's very different. Now you can see an example on the right-hand side here, and I'll make sure I scroll down so I'm not in the way too much. But you can see they've got all these different formats, and this really does cross the gap between an image and a video. So here they're advertising multiple different products. They've got the movement, the animation that really helps you attract someone's attention. As they're scrolling through their Facebook or Instagram feed, if you can have something that grabs their attention because there's movement, our eyes are naturally drawn to movement. This is a evolutionary process for us to be able to do that. That's going to help grab their attention. They're going to check out your ad, and they're far more likely to convert or take the action that you want them to take. And these are also very, very simple to set up. You don't have to, hire a videographer or come up with some sort of complex video structure or set up a studio or anything like that to do a slideshow. If you just have a range of images, you can produce really nice slideshows. You can see if I click across different options, there are all these different presets that you can use. Click on another one here. Some have text come up. So it really bridges that gap nicely. So it's probably one of the reasons why we often will run slideshow ads and we find great results for them. It's because for those businesses where image ads produce really good results, we will definitely test slideshows. But also for those businesses where video ads produce really great results, we will also test slideshows because they're kind of somewhere between the two. So again, you can use this for basically all scenarios. If you're advertising a product range, if you are advertising a single product or service and need to explain a bit more like you would with a video, if it's an impulse product or service, you can keep a very nice slideshow. This one's just 6 seconds. There are some that are even shorter than that, I believe, or maybe the presets are all 6 seconds long. Yeah, they are about 6 seconds. But, that's not very long at all. It's nothing like, a video that may be 30 seconds. There's a big, big difference between those two. And what you'll also see on the right-hand side with some of these, let me try and find a good one to highlight this with, is what you get with other ad formats, videos, images, and things like that, is that Facebook very much restricts how much text you can have on your images and on your ad creative. With slideshows, you can actually get away with a lot more. I mean, look at this as an example here. You've got a logo up there, you've got a headline here, and you've got a call to action down there. Now, what that means is that you can get more text onto your image. And that's important because I love to put text on images, slideshows, videos to help highlight the benefits associated with the product or service. So let's say you have the most up-to-date product in your industry. It has these excellent features. Well, I would definitely be wanting to highlight that in a few short, succinct words as text overlay on an image. Well, Facebook's going to really cap that if you use other formats, but actually you can get away with a lot more text when you use some of these slideshow presets, some of these formats. So I'd very much recommend you come in here and have a good play with these slideshows. They produce better results than you think. I still see very few of them, to be perfectly honest. I don't see them that often when I'm sort of checking out ads and things like that. But they're the perfect blend, in my opinion, between easy to create along with images, a bit more difficult, but still fairly easy. Nowhere near as difficult as videos, but they also have the movement, they have the interest, they have the added something that helps grab your audience's attention that comes along with video. Okay, so definitely try Facebook slideshow ads. As I said, we will try them with nearly all formats. And then of course, once you've run your Facebook ad campaign with, let's say, 4 different formats, you may find that some formats just don't work in your industry. Okay, in which case pause them. But the ideal scenario is that you actually have a range of formats going live at any one time. As I said at the beginning, different people respond to different ad creative. So it could be that 20% of your target market are video ad people and they really like to convert based on videos. It could be that another 20% are far more likely to engage with an image ad. So by having multiple ad formats running alongside each other, that can help improve your performance. And I've got other videos talking about that. I'll include a link in the video description about that effect specifically. Very, very important. But yeah, so start with a lot of different ad formats. Definitely test them. If you've been running Facebook ads for a while and you've just been using image ads, absolutely test other ad formats. That could be a huge, huge win for your progress, for your Facebook advertising and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, if you see that one format just crushes the others, well, by all means, focus on that ad format. If you find that different formats produce different results, if you find that different formats produce similar results, fantastic, keep those formats running. Okay, hopefully that's been useful. Before you go, a couple of things I want to quickly mention, a couple of free things I think you'd be very interested in. The first thing is it's a free webinar that I've created called 3 Killer Facebook Advertising Strategies to Double or More Your Revenue. Now, this webinar really focuses on Facebook advertising strategy and sales funnels, because that is one of the absolute most important things that you need to get right when you're advertising on Facebook and Instagram. If you try and use the same strategy to advertise a $50,000 service as a $25 product, either both of them are going to be wrong or one of them is going to be wrong. You absolutely need a different approach to advertise to those two different things. They're just completely different things. And I think far too many people with Facebook advertising use a one-size-fits-all approach. Doesn't work. If you've learned from someone that only knows how to sell their own services or their course or something like that, that advice might be bad. It could well be bad. I see this happen all the time. So I wanted to create a free resource where people could go in and they can go, right, I'm an e-commerce business. I should be focusing on this strategy and this strategy. Or I'm a service provider, or I'm a consultant, or I'm a coach. I should be focusing on this strategy or this strategy. I'm a digital business, an app. I sell courses, whatever. And that's what this webinar covers. So completely free, it's about 60, 70 minutes long. A link will be in the video description below. Go ahead and click on that and check that out. I think we've had over 5,000 people go through this webinar already. The feedback's been fantastic. I get emails basically daily, people saying it's really, really helpful, very much worth watching. So go ahead and check that out. As I said, completely free to use. Oh, and by the way, I break down these sales funnels. I don't just say what they are. I fully show you exactly the steps and all that sort of stuff. So that's the first thing. The second thing is my Facebook Ads Mastermind group. So as of the recording of this video, will be published a little bit later, but as of the recording of this video, we are just shy of 40,000 members in my Facebook Ads Mastermind group, which is just absolutely fantastic. It's an amazing community full of Facebook advertisers that want to get better results from their Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns, are just like you do. So there are literally hundreds of questions answered and asked, obviously, every single day. Loads of people in there that are very happy to help you out, answer your questions, including myself. I do free live trainings in the group every single Wednesday. So if that sounds like something that you want to be part of, completely free to join. Go ahead and click on the link in the video description below, right at the bottom, that will take you through to my Facebook Ads Mastermind group. Go ahead and join, and who knows, you could be the 40,000th member, which is an awesome achievement. It actually makes it one of the biggest Facebook advertising Facebook groups in the world. I think we're about top 5, something like that, which is absolutely fantastic. So go ahead and join, and we'd love to have you in there. If this video has been useful, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new and haven't done so already. As I said, I release Facebook advertising related content like this all the time, and all the content I produce is based on the stuff that we learn and we test as a Facebook ads agency, where we are spending literally millions and millions of dollars on Facebook advertising across dozens, maybe even hundreds, probably hundreds of different campaigns at this point, in all industries you can imagine. So it's very much topical, very much up to date, and very much based on real world data, you know. Anyway, comment below if you've got any questions, thumbs up with the video. I'll let you get on. Best of luck with your Facebook ad campaigns, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.